Hello, welcome to Mollie's Motif. This is Emily, and this week at Fantabulous Cricut Challenge blog, we are challenging you to make a splash. We're kind of towards the end of summer. School's going to be starting in a couple weeks, but there's still time to get out to the pools or to the beach if you're lucky enough to live close to a beach. Maybe you still have vacation planned, but we are challenging you to create a card or project or layout that has to do with water activities or anything to do with the water. And we are also excited that we have a sponsor this week. The Paper Nest has graciously offered to sponsor us, and they have given us as the design team some of their digital stamps to work with. And I am excited for this challenge. I've never done a digital stamp. I don't own any of Copics or any of the products that you would associate with digital stamps, so I'm excited about giving this a try. And when I went onto the website to choose the digital stamp I'm going to be working with, it was so easy just to select, download, and print. That it's probably going to be the easiest part of this whole card, my whole project, because I just don't know what I'm doing. This is an area of crafting that I never thought that I would ever get into, and so because I don't own any of the normal products for doing the coloring, I just had to think of what I had on hand. I did have the colored pencils, like I said, on hand, and I have a bunch of different ones. I have Crayola, I have Rose Art, I have Colorific, and just a bunch of different colors. So I just pulled from what I had, and I'm going to try to make it work with what I've got. The digital stamp that I chose was Mermaid Ellie, and you can see kind of my little test spots here, trying to do some blending and coloring and shading and that sort of thing, just trying to get this figured out. But I am excited. I'm excited to try something new, and because we are Fantabulous Cricut, you do need to use a Cricut cut on your card or project, and I'm going to pull from Create a Critter. There's a lot of fun beach and ocean cuts on this cartridge, and I'm definitely going to be using the shells. I'm going to probably use the starfish. I may use the sandcastle. I don't have it quite figured out in my head yet. My biggest concern right now is just figuring out how to color my digital stamp. So once I get this figured out, I will come back and show you how it turned out. Okay, so I think I've got things pretty much under control with my card. It's been a long couple days trying to figure out what I'm doing, because like I said, this is the first time I've ever done a digital stamp. And you can kind of see I practiced quite a bit. Just different looks, using markers, not using markers, cutting it out, cutting the digital stamp out close to that outline, and I decided I didn't like that, and I decided I didn't like using the marker, so I'm not doing that, but I did like the colored pencil look. I decided to keep her just on the white background. I didn't cut close to the detailed lines, but I did want to kind of add something to the cut, so I pulled out my Spellbinders. I don't know if any of you have these Spellbinders, but I love them. These are the Edgeabilities. They're the Mix and Match Classics. I have a few sets of these, and I love them. They're great to do your borders, and then you get multiple options for borders. So you get a scalloped, you get an open scallop, and then you can, do some decorative bubbles in your scallop. And then you can also mix and match with the other set. I really like these Spellbinders Edgeabilities. And so that's what I decided to use just on the two sides, just the two borders. And then I did a shadow piece and did the same thing. So I'll just get her adhered down onto that kind of that purple background matte. And as far as my card, the layout, I had some fun cloud sky paper, and I thought I would just make just kind of an ocean scene. So here's my cloud paper, and then I had some water wave paper. I have just some really thin ribbon. I wanted something just to kind of set the two apart, but nothing too big or out, you know, out there. So I just have a really thin piece of white ribbon that I'm going to just be putting right to divide the two, the sky and the sea. So I'll get that flattened down and put, and then Mermaid Ellie will be going on top here. And what I decided to do, the cuts that I used, again, it's from Create a Critter, and I used the seashell found on page 40, and I cut out some starfish on page 41. They're just the little accessories that go along with the cuts. And what I decided to do is just something a little bit different. I'm going to put this seashell up in the corner here, but what I'm going to do is only adhere it down at the bottom. I went ahead and scored the seashell so that it folds down, and then on the shadow piece, the background piece, you're going to open it up and it's just going to have Bon Voyage. So I thought that was going to work pretty well for this card that has to do with the challenge. I've just cut 3, and I cut the seashell out at 1.5 inches, and then I cut 3 starfish out, one at 1.5 inches, one at 1 1/4 inch, and one at 1 inch. So there's 3 different sizes, and I'll be putting those down on the side somewhere here. And then to finish off the card, I'm going to be putting put 2 flat back pearls up there just to kind of tie it all together. So I'm going to go ahead and get this put together, and I will come back and show you how it all came together. Okay, so I have my card put together, and it turned out okay. I didn't really have high expectations of this card from me because I didn't know what I was doing, but I think it turned out okay. It's pretty cute, and I do like the little Bon Voyage effect with that little seashell, and that stamp comes from, but that's where my little stamp comes from for Bon Voyage. And I've popped up the starfish on 1 thickness of foam tape. I went ahead and stuck one over here on this side. And then my flat back pearls, also they came from Michael's, and they were in just the $1.50 bin, just a pack of them. So, and yeah, I think she turned out pretty cute. I'm happy with it. Like I said, I just didn't know what I was doing. So, but I am so grateful for the Paper Nest who allowed me the opportunity to try it out. And I hope that you'll head over to the Paper Nest and the website over there, look through all of their digital stamps. They have some cute, cute stamps. And if you're better at that than I am, then I'm sure you will be able to find just a ton of different stamps, digital stamps to work with and play with and use on your cards. So it's just not my cup of tea, but that's okay. It's always good to try something new. Always, always to step outside your comfort zone and try something new and just see, you know, if you like it or not. I would never know if I never tried if this was something that I would do. So I'm glad that the Paper Nest gave me that opportunity to figure out for myself. And I hope that you will join us this week over at Fantabulous Cricut for our Make a Splash challenge. And excited to see the projects that you come up with. And our design team has done some awesome projects with the digital stamps from the Paper Nest. So definitely check those out. And I appreciate any comments or thoughts that you'd have for me. And we will catch you next time.